anywhere that this site template is used. To have this change actually reflect correctly, I need to go ahead and do an IIS reset so that SharePoint reopens the onet.xml file, rereads it in to memory so that it can be used. So let's give IIS a chance to restart. There we go. And let's go ahead now and try and create a new document library using this definition. SharePoint just needs a little while to recompile, and once it's done so we can carry on doing that. So let's go ahead and create a new document library, and you'll see here that where we had just a standard Microsoft Office Word template, we can now create a library using the definition that we just added. So we've now overridden everywhere in the entire site collection the definition for the actual Word template. Instead of doing this, we could go ahead and add templates as well rather than replacing one of the existing ones, and the work would be very much the same, just copying that XML rather than changing it. But you'll see that if I do go ahead and create a new document library and open it up and create a new Word document using the new menu, you can see that it's using a customized template. So what we've just seen is an interesting approach to solving the problem, and instead of replacing an existing document template, we could go ahead and add new ones at the bottom by copy pasting the XML and changing those definitions. However, this solution, while it might be appropriate for some things, may very well not be the solution you're looking for, because we don't want to keep going and modifying that XML every time there's a new definition in our actual site collection. And certainly that also limits us to a specific site definition being used as well. Let's instead see if we can have a solution that is more generalized and can be used across existing site collections based on different templates and various document libraries as well. In addition, we would prefer a solution that allows us to have multiple different kinds of document templates in the same library. So let's look at how to do that. Once more, we go to the settings on a particular document library, and again we go to the advanced settings, but this time what we're going to do is allow various different content types to be used. You'll see when I do this that it no longer allows me to specify a particular document template in the text box below, but when I go OK, you'll see that there's a new setting or a new section added here to the settings for this library, which is a section that allows the management of content types. We're not going to go into too much depth on content types themselves in this video because they are dealt with elsewhere in the How Do I series, but we will look at how they pertain particularly to document libraries. So you'll see that when I allow content types to be managed, that there's a content type created for me already that we've been implicitly using, which is the default document content type. And in addition, if I look at the default settings for this, you'll see that the document template that's being used for this default document is the one that is created in the Forms subfolder. What's interesting here, we'll see in just a moment, is that previously in the video we couldn't change that shared document template for the entire library to go ahead and use that one that we'd created in that shared folder of templates for the company. But this time it will allow us to go ahead and do that. So once more, I'm just going to load that document template folder that we created, or document template library that we created, and I'm going to paste the URL to that .x file as the template for the default content type in this particular library. And when I do that, you'll see first of all that it allows me to do it. It doesn't give me an error anymore, and I can now go ahead and create a new document using that previous template that we uploaded earlier in the video. So let's just log in here. I've got to get the right password details, and when I do, you'll see that it's bringing up the template that we created earlier on, or that we uploaded earlier on to be used. And in addition, what we can go ahead and do now is to go ahead and use multiple different document content types, which will give us different templates for different types of documents in the same document library. So using content types allows us not only to have different default document templates in the same document library, but it gives us some other advantages as well. Let's go ahead and look at what those are. If we go into the main settings for the site collection itself, or even just the subsite that we're working in, and we go down here to the site content types list, you'll see that there's a whole variety of different content types that are created for us. And in fact, we can go ahead and create our own one. So if we wanted, for example, to set up a template for legal contracts inside of our organization, we can go ahead and do that, and we can go ahead and use inheritance across multiple content types as well. For now, let's just specify that ours is a default document, so we're going to hang just off of the standard document content type that's defined for us. In addition, notice also that content types allow us to add things like specific metadata fields to a particular type of document, and in addition we can set things like workflow settings as well. We're not going to get into that much depth in content types in this video, but let's look at what we can do in terms of using templates. So once again, note here that we can go ahead and specify a location for the template whenever this content type is used. Once again, I can go ahead and point to that legal contract that we uploaded to that shared library before, or what I can do is upload a new document template to be used whenever we use this content type. It's important to understand the difference of whether we're using the upload option or whether we're pointing at a specific folder. If you do use the upload option and you create or you upload a new template for use in this content type, that template will be copied into the library whenever this content type is used in a specific library. What that means is that when we go ahead and decide to change the content type definition at the site level and we modify that template, SharePoint will actually go ahead and overwrite every instance in every document library of where that template's used. If it's used quite extensively, this can be quite a slow operation, so it may very well be better to use the URL approach that we used earlier and centralize these as well. But I'm going to go with the other approach right now just to show you how that can be used as well, just doing the upload. Let's go back to our original document library, and once more let's go into the settings and let's add this new content type. So we choose your add from existing site content types, and it will bring up all of the content types currently in our site. So let's go ahead and set it to use the new content type that we just created. If we do this, you can see the content type is available now, and in addition it's checked here to show it as visible on the new button in the content in the document library view. So for example, when we open up that new item to add a new document to the library, this content type will appear as well. We can even go ahead and change the order, so we can make this the default content type for the library. So either we can go and drop down the new menu and you'll see legal contracts is the first item, or if we just click on the new button itself without selecting a particular item, then this one would be the default by virtue of it being the first one in the order. If I go ahead and log in again by loading up a new template, you can see that it's using the new template that we created specific to that content type. But if we go ahead and load up the previous content type that we had on the library and try and create an item based on that one, you'll see that it will use the previous template that had been configured for that specific document type as well. So you can see that using this, we can go ahead and set multiple different types of default templates for use in the same document library and even across multiple document libraries in the site as well. We can even go ahead and use this document library itself as a template for future document libraries as well. So just to recap, in this video we've looked at different ways that you can use document templates inside of document libraries inside of SharePoint. We've seen that we can override the default template for a particular document library in a variety of different ways, and we've also seen that the most appropriate way to go ahead and use different document templates inside of document libraries and to share these across an entire site collection is rather to use content types and to specify these inside of different libraries. And then once again we can go ahead and then save those document libraries if we decide to do so as templates themselves that can be reused. If you've got any more questions on this video or any suggestions or feedback on any of the videos in the series, you can contact me directly on hilton@geeseno.com, or you can contact Microsoft at tellus@microsoft.com.